I Could Have Done Without This was originally a track that we'd written for Kim Wilde's comeback album about 7 years ago, maybe. I don't know, it's a long time ago. Yeah, about 7 years ago, yeah. And as it turned out, she could have done without it because she decided to go and do rock music instead after. So the four representatives that came to our studio and asked for kind of electronic 80s. She was thinking of going back down to Kylie Minogue road, who had just come back with Spin Around or whatever it was at the time, and she was huge. And I think that's where we kind of thought, we originally kind of thought we need to write a song in that kind of vein from a female perspective. But it turns out we liked it too much.
Yeah, and we had bantered about handing it over to a few female singers that were around at the moment at that time in Germany, and like I mean, it was intentionally written for a woman. The lyrics were originally saying I'm a woman with high ideals. It was a real kind of a diva song, so it kind of suited me anyway because
yeah, but I think had we given it to a woman or a production style, would have been completely different. Would have been much more, I don't know, I can see it like a really big kind of production as opposed to like we had some really good run. The bass line, I think that's my favourite production on the whole album is this song. I love the way the bass grooves with the synths and the arpeggios going around the vocals, really, really nice.
I never knew that. It takes a camera to bring all this out of you. Gone. I love that song. Originally, I went to Ian with the actual melody and the lyrics, and then we recorded a basic backing track, and Ian sent it back to me. And to my surprise, Ian was singing the chorus in a completely different chorus to the actual song that I had actually come to him with. And so I then recorded that, and the more we listened to it, the more we realised it still wasn't working. And then
the chorus was always a struggle with that song. I think what we ended up doing is we just changed one little bar before the actual chorus, and that's what kind of brought it to where it is now. I mean, it's the original chorus that Mark came out with, and we tried to change it around a few times because we always kind of struggled with the chorus a little bit, and it always bugged me for some reason.
I think it was a chord structure or something that you changed, kind of that built up into the chorus rather than, because it was kind of like just flowing into the song rather than actually building up into the chorus. So
it's the most fun song on the album.
It is.
It reminds me of a Yazoo record, like an early.
Really?
Yeah, the Other Side of Love kind of song.
Yeah, it's a real Vince Clarke kind of song though. It's a real Vince Clarke sound off the song, and it's kind of it's all happy, but if you listen to the lyrics are not happy, and that's where the birds come from the cover. It's like you got me dangling like a bird on a wire. People are always asking about the birds. What's their obsession with the birds on the album? And that's where it is. It's like you got me dangling like a bird on a wire. Great lyrics. Who wrote them, Ian? Me? Okay.
I do remember the kind of beginning of this song was kind of a very breakbeat 90s disaster. It was written straight after Desolate Shores. It was part of that bundle of songs that we wrote after Desolate Shores, and it was done with a very heavy bass line and very heavy drum beat.
And a plinky plonky piano
very
piece.
Plinky plonky piano, yeah. And it was done. It wasn't even done in a proper studio. We only had a crap PC with a €10 microphones off. It was a disaster from start to finish. To hear it against what we finished up with, would be.
Yeah, I remember when we were recording it. You did so many different things with the song, and I was adamant that I didn't want any percussion in the song. Remember, and there was even a heartbeat thing that you kept putting in, a monitor heartbeat going through it, and I was going, oh, we need to pull. It kind of comes into the song later on.
There used to be an arpeggio going dum 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 dum.
Yeah,
dum, dum, dum. It was
I just felt we just needed something atmospheric, and we needed to drop the percussion from a song on the album, and of course it was going to be that one. And I think it's a lot more haunting than the original version.
It always reminded me of a song Depeche Mode done on Waiting for the Night to Fall. It always reminded me of that. It was a kind of.
No, it doesn't sound like anything else, and it's very original.
Yeah, well, that's it. You know, just the pace of it.
Oh yeah, okay. Wales, you love Wales, don't you?
What?
There's Wales in the song.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you forgot about that.
somebody else.
That was me when I was bigger.
No, that was just a studio mic on me crying. That was me crying after Mix 94.
It's a lovely song though. It's one of the 2 ballads on the album. Anybody remember Sidney Youngblood? No?
His manager.
If only I could and make this world a better. Anyway, we originally wrote it for Sidney Youngblood. Simply, he was looking for songs for a new album, and we wrote 2 songs. Spin the Disc was one of them. It was a completely different.
What was the other? Action Speak Louder Than Words.
Action Speak Louder Than Words.
Yeah.
Real gospel number, but we kind of wanted to do a kind of a soul but dance kind of record, and it's completely. The whole song is actually about a perv looking at somebody on the dance floor, thinking that's a nice bum. Keep moving, tell the DJ to keep the song going, and they're looking at the bum going.
It's like your man in our video last week.
Who?
Your man, Lindsay.
Oh yeah.
That's his job in the video.
Oh yeah, it was, yeah, you'll see that in the video for Electric. There's a perv in that as well. We don't get done for slander now, but you can see him in the video.
Yeah. I'm proud of it. He's sick.
We should have used Spin the Disc, just him doing that for Spin the Disc. But the actual song is I love the song. I love the coming into the second verse for some strange reason. I think it's really good. And it takes off, and it's got.
It's our most 90s song, I think, on the album. It's got a real kind of stereo MCs, kind of E70.
Yeah, it does have the yeah.
Yeah. That and what's your man's name? That would be nice to rather. Utah Saints. It's got a bit of Utah Saints in there as well.
Ah yeah. Sure, I mean, Jelly Bean. Out of Sight, Out of Mind is the most disco track on the album, and it always came with the just dance, move your body bit in the background of the chorus. And actually, when you came to move the backing track, the original backing track, I think you intended to have just dance, move your body as only that on the chorus, because I remember you saying it to me, and then I just added the lose it over it.
Yeah.
Out of Sight, Out of Mind, and it's a kind of like you've had a row with somebody or with your partner, and just let the music fool me, forget it through music, and how music can be a therapy to people. It's very deep. You know what I mean? I'm making it sound deep. Yeah, it is, yeah. But it's a really, it is basically you've had a row with somebody and just go out on the dance floor and lose it, kind of, and
You're right though, it's very disco-y. I mean, there's a lot of nods kind of to Donna Summer in there, and kind of Madonna kind of.
Yeah, the Madonna
as well.
Confessions on the Dance Floor kind of moment, and it's one of the 3 songs that are kind of the long songs.
Yeah, it was also written at the same time as Electric and a few other songs that didn't actually make it onto the album. There was a cluster song like Star Trooper and I Need You and Salvation Square, and then it was Out of Sight and Electric, and they were the first 5 tracks of the album, and only 2 of them actually made it on.
Yeah, I know, yeah. And the other songs are probably better.
Yeah.
Right. Murder on the Mind was originally Ian often works on stuff and then discards them. And he was in the studio, we were rolling in the studio, and he had gone through. I said, let's go through your bits. And we did, and we heard this little kind of like snippet of music, and Ian goes, no. And I went, no, listen to it. And so I had actually written a verse years ago, and I had sang it to Ian, and it actually fit on top of what he had actually done, so it actually worked. The idea of the song is not a love song. It's not about 2 people, it's actually about one person and the 2 sides of that person. The low vocal that I do is the dark side, and the high vocal is more vulnerable side. As a mixture of 2 sides, and it's actually saying to yourself, don't go and break my heart, you tear my world apart, come close. It's basically, it's murder on the mind. It's about 2 a dark side and a light side both come together and loving each other but hating each other at the same time.
Originally, the demo though, when I was putting it together, like the bit that I discarded was very very disjointed and industrial and irregular, and when Mark actually put melody to it, I was kind of surprised, and I was like, this is just me screwing around after 4 cans of beer and into the studio and I don't know what to do now here. And we eventually got it going, and the rhythm of that song, that's our fastest, most rhythmic song, I think. It pushes and pushes right to the end, and then the fade out, and
it's intentionally dark as well, and there's an awful lot of mixing that Ian had to do for that song, because there's an awful lot happening musically and there's an awful lot happening vocally, because there's so many backing vocals to that as well. There's the middle bit where it has me doing all the operatic kind of stuff, and then later on that comes into it as well as the choruses, and it all kind of layers on top of one another.
But we always knew it was going to be the last track in the album as well. It just had that final feel that when you go back to the last album and we finished off by Hagen, it was like Enya on something. So I mean,
it's a fun song to sing as well, because it kind of goes really low and then it kind of moves up a lot higher as well. So it's kind of a fun song to sing. It's a dark song, I love it.